Hi there. Today we are going to be working on page 17 in our interactive notebook, and we will be focusing on identifying parts of a map, which may seem silly for science, but we do use maps every so often, and the terminology used for maps are used in experiments and in our textbooks in science. So it's always a good review. The first thing you're going to do is you're going to receive 2 pieces of white paper. One is our compass rose, and it's a nice small circle. The other is a larger circle of the Earth. You're going to cut around the dotted lines on both. So our circle globe is going to look circular in shape. And our compass rose will be a square. Cutting out those 2 items. And now we will need to put them into our notebook. We're going to put the map or the globe picture towards the bottom with some space on either side, and the compass rose towards the top like a corner. And you're going to put tape or glue. Remember to do the tape in the back, rolling it up. I'm doing 1 piece for now. I can go back and do more later. I'm going to do the same with my globe. 1 piece, and I will do more later. And you're going to need a couple of different markers or crayons or colored pencils. So I have a lot of different colors here. The first thing we're going to do is identify our equator. Our equator is straight through the middle of our Earth. So we're going to take this line here, and we're going to do one nice, even though it's going to show up over Africa, it's fine. And we're going to actually kind of extend it a little bit off the globe onto the actual notebook paper. And write equator off to the side. E-Q-U-A-T-O-R, equator. We also want to identify our prime meridian. Prime meridian is our vertical line that splits the Earth into eastern and western hemispheres. So I'm going to do that with like a reddish color, and that's going to go straight up and down. You might want to stop so you don't, cut through or bleed your markers, depending on how you are. And we're going to label that as our prime meridian. So I'm going to draw a little arrow, P-R-I-M-E, and the meridian, M-E-R-I-D-A-N, meridian. Now, the prime meridian and the equator are just 2 important lines of latitude and longitude, but we also want to identify what a line of latitude is and what a line of longitude is. So, using a different color, I'm going to use purple. I'm going to identify lines of latitude. Lines of latitude go side to side like our equator. So I'm going to just pick another one, and I'm going to do dotted lines, a dotted dash in purple. And I'm going to label that with purple, lines of latitude, L-A-T-I-T-U-D-E. And then I'm going to choose a different color. I'm going to pick Let's see how bright green works. And I'm going to pick a line of longitude. Longitude are like the poles of your ladder versus the steps. They go up and down horizontally. So I'm going to do a dotted curved line on a line of longitude. And I'm going to draw an arrow towards it and write lines of longitude. Longitude is Longitude. We also know that everything above the equator is our northern hemisphere, everything below our equator is our southern, and then everything to the east or west of our prime meridian is our eastern and western hemispheres. So we can always identify that as well. But before we do that, we really need to focus on our compass rose, which tells us our directions. So I'm going to choose, I think yellow might be nice. Actually, I'm going to use a nice black marker. And I'm going to make an N for north on the very top of my compass rose, and then an S below it, north, south, east, and west. I'm putting a nice big letter there, and then I'm going to continue to write the word in pen. So north, south, east, and west. And then we also have in between our north and our east, we have northeast. So we're going to put in N-E. Between our north and our west, we have northwest. So an N-W. Then we have southwest and southeast in between those directions. And there we have our compass rose. We do need to identify that that's what this is called, so we're going to draw a nice little arrow. And that this is a model of Earth. So we have our compass rose up at the top, our model of Earth at the bottom. We've identified lines of latitude and longitude, prime meridian and equator. The only other thing I will do is just draw a little arrow above and below the equator to write northern hemisphere and southern hemisphere. And a little one going east and west of the prime meridian to write eastern hemisphere and western hemisphere. And that's it. That's everything you need on page 17 for parts of a map. I will catch you in the next video.